Most of us use AI chatbots every single day without really thinking about where that text actually goes. The answers come back incredibly fast. The tools are super useful. And let's be honest, data privacy usually feels like somebody else's problem. Right up until it isn't. Welcome to today's explainer, where we're going to dive into exactly what's happening behind the scenes. Section 1. The privacy illusion. It's a surprisingly common mistake. So picture this. You're working on something and you paste some text into ChatGPT. Boom! You get a great answer back almost instantly. You close the tab and naturally you just kind of assume it's gone, right? Well, it's not. Today, we're going to walk through what actually happens the second you hit send. And look, this isn't the scary tinfoil hat version of the story. This is just the accurate version. Because once you really understand how this technology works, building the right habits to protect yourself is actually pretty simple. Which brings us to part 2, behind the send. Let's look at what actually happens. The moment you hit send, 3 distinct things happen, not just one. First off, the company saves your message and the AI's reply. Both of them, they just sit there on their servers. You see them in your chat history, sure, but they're also logged on their backend, which is a totally separate thing. Second, by default, a lot of these services are using your messages to train future versions of the AI. Not the one you're currently talking to, but the next one. Your actual words are literally helping shape what comes next. And third, and this is the one that really surprises people, the company is collecting data you never even typed. We're talking your device type, your browser, your IP address, and even an approximate location pulled right from that IP. Basically, the second you open the app, your information started moving before you typed a single word. Now here's the part people really tend to miss. Deleting a conversation from your own personal chat history, that is not the same as deleting it from their servers. In fact, some providers will keep those deleted chats on their backend for up to 30 days. And it gets crazier. With Gemini, if a human reviewer happened to look at the snippet of your chat before you hit delete, that anonymized snippet can stick around for up to 3 years. Yeah, 3 years, even if you completely delete your entire account. Once that data gets anonymized and sucked into their training workflow, there is just no pulling it back. Oh, and one more thing. Those little thumbs up and thumbs down buttons, if you click one, you've just sent that entire conversation straight back to the company. Most providers treat that feedback as totally exempt from any training opt-outs you might have set up. So even if you turned off training, hitting that thumbs down means your data still goes right through. Moving on to part 3, the opt-out myth and what it doesn't do. Let's really talk about those opt-outs, because this is where a lot of folks think they're completely covered when they just aren't. Turning off the setting that says, use my chats to improve AI is absolutely a good move. Definitely do it. But we need to understand exactly what it does, and more importantly, what it doesn't do. It stops your future conversations from being used to train the next model. That's it. That is literally all it does. It does not stop them from storing your conversations. It doesn't retroactively apply to chats they've already used. It doesn't cover their internal safety reviews. And like we just talked about, it definitely doesn't cover any feedback you intentionally send. See, storage and training are 2 totally different things. Think of it kind of like mailing a postcard. The postal worker reads it so they can deliver it to the right place, right? That's the service you're using. Now, if they kept a photocopy of your postcard in a filing cabinet, that's storage. But if they used your postcard to train new postal workers on how to read handwriting, that's training. Turning off one of those things doesn't magically turn off the others. The absolute strictest option out there is called zero data retention. This means the company processes your prompt, gives you your answer, and then saves absolutely nothing once the session ends. No history, no backend copy, poof, it's just gone. But spoiler alert, most everyday consumer tools simply do not offer this. You'll mostly only find this feature in enterprise business level tools. Okay, part 4, rules for safe AI and how we can actually reduce this risk. Here is honestly the most expensive mistake I see people make all the time. Using a personal AI account for your work stuff. Listen, on a personal account, the AI company is the one in charge of your data. They decide how it gets used. But on a work account, your employer is in charge. The AI company just follows whatever instructions your employer gives them. The rules are way stricter, your data is isolated, and it generally can't be used to train their AI at all. It's exactly like using a public cafe's Wi-Fi versus using your company's secure VPN. The cafe can theoretically see all your traffic, but the VPN is locked down by your employer. Keep them separate. Simple as that. So what should we actually do about all this? Well, here's a quick rapid-fire checklist. First, go into the settings of every chatbot you use and turn off training. Just do it today. Second, anonymize your stuff before you paste it. Swap out real names with random placeholders. I promise you, the AI doesn't need to know your client's actual name to help you write an email. Third, absolutely use enterprise tools for anything work-related. Seriously, don't mix your personal and work accounts. Fourth, delete your old conversations. Remember, your chat history is essentially a permanent log of everything you've ever typed. And finally, be super careful with those feedback buttons. If your chat had anything even remotely sensitive in it, just don't rate it. Ultimately, it all comes down to this one core idea. Treat the consumer chatbot exactly like a public forum. You should only ever type what you'd be perfectly comfortable seeing posted on a public billboard for everyone to see. That is the exact mindset we need to have going forward. So next time you go to hit send, ask yourself, are you really okay with where that data might